Good morning. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm April Williams, and this is Daily Dose Live. Dynamic direction for a successful life. Your little espresso shot of wisdom to jumpstart your morning. And I hope that so far your Monday morning is going well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. That's a quote by Anne Lamott. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it, even for a few minutes, including you. Have you ever felt the need to unplug? Have you ever felt completely depleted or burned out? Burnout is a state of chronic stress. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Charlene. Burnout is a state of chronic stress that leads to emotional and physical exhaustion. It can lead to cynicism and detachment or feelings of ineffectiveness, lack of accomplishment, feelings of inadequacy. You cannot function effectively on a personal or professional level if you are in a state of burnout. Good morning, Robert Grimes. Burnout is a sign that something needs to change. Burnout is a sign that something needs to change. So specifically, some of the signs of burnout, physically and emotionally, chronic fatigue, or this sense of dread about what lies ahead for the day, insomnia, forgetfulness, or impaired concentration. Physical symptoms could be shortness of breath or heart palpitations, headaches, or increased illness. Your immune system is depleted. Loss of appetite. Emotionally, it can include anxiety or depression or irritability, a loss of enjoyment, isolation, or detachment. Those are some of the signs of burnout. And I think at times all of us have experienced burnout. You are not at your personal best when you are experiencing burnout, but many times we are on the fast track. We are going 100 miles an hour. We have business engagements. We have family responsibilities, and we don't want to take the time to pause and stop. And I'm going to tell you that you are very important. You are more important than the things you have to do. So you need to stop. If you're feeling this way, stop and take an honest inventory of the stresses in your life. Just stop. Take a moment. And don't rush through this. Stop and take a moment. Inventory the stresses in your life. Burnout is robbing you of your best. So take an inventory and write it down. Write down the stresses in your life. Write down some of the things that are causing you to feel burnout. And think of one way to change that situation. One way to change the situation. Some other things that you could do: avoid new commitments. There's a tendency to always say yes, and it's okay to say no. So during this time when you're evaluating and you know you're feeling burnout, avoid new commitments, new responsibilities, and delegate. You need to delegate. You can delegate to somebody else. Don't take your work home. Do not take work home. When you get home, you need to be with your family. You need to rejuvenate. You need to revive. You need to rest. Even God set aside a day for us to rest. Very important, because He knows that it's important for us to rejuvenate, and that's when you're at your personal best. Talk to someone how you're feeling. You need to talk to somebody. Don't live in isolation. Don't be a workaholic and let all the stress pile up, because it does have effects on your body. And there's one thing that I want to leave you. At times when I'm feeling really stressed, especially when I was going through grad school, when I was trying to get the master's degree from University of Alabama, working full time, all these other things going on, sometimes I would just sit down and I would say, "The Lord is my shepherd." This is Psalm 23. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul." And that became, anytime that I was feeling stressed, anytime that I felt that sense of dread, I felt overwhelmed, I would say those first couple verses, and I would say, "God, lead me beside quiet waters, restore my soul." That is God's will for your life, for you to be led beside quiet waters, and He will restore your soul. So I'm praying that over you today, that God will restore your soul. And that is Daily Dose today. Hey, like and share today with 5 people that you know that need to hear this message. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and I'm very excited. I have a very special guest coming on the show Thursday. Sharana is going to come on and talk about her new novel called Sabra. She's going to talk about the inspiration behind this book. Very, very unique read and a really cool story on how she came to write this book and the inspiration that God gave her for this novel. This is available on Amazon, but she's going to come and talk about that. Hey, and don't miss your chance to get Daily Dose Devotional. This is your memo every morning of motivation to get you started, propel you toward success. This book is now on Amazon. I'll probably drop the link later today in the comments, but don't miss your chance to get your Daily Dose Devotional. Buy it for your friends. It's a perfect stocking stuffer, and it is great encouragement for every day. Wisdom from God. This is your memo of wisdom every single morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, join me all week. We're going to be talking about burnout. We're going to be talking about how to avoid it. We're going to talk about how to rejuvenate and how to be at your personal best. Thank you. I'm April Williams, and that is Daily Dose.